What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the unexpected and new Resurgence map coming in Season 5, Vondel Champions Quest, and some other updates. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of brand new articles going up over on dkdynamite.com. Detonated is, of course, a brand new outlet I founded to expand on all the covers you're seeing here on this channel, covering every single Call of Duty game mode, just in the form of journalism. With that being said, over the last couple of days, I posted several previous videos covering everything you need to know about Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2 and even Warzone. Posted a video talking about the roadmap, then one about the multiplayer maps, modes, the early download, as well as a video about the upcoming Battle Pass and even everything coming into DMZ. As of yesterday, I also covered a brand new surprise package I received from the PR team over at Call of Duty. The link to that video is also down below in this video's description. It was pretty exciting, but as of this week, there still is a little bit of marketing left for our 5th season before the launch on Wednesday, August 2nd. Today, which is Monday, we should be seeing the cinematic trailer for Season 5. We got a little teaser for that cutscene in our launch gameplay trailer, and then as of tomorrow we should be seeing our separate blog post for the Battle Pass and maybe even a short gameplay trailer covering the upcoming Black Soul offering that's going to be releasing this upcoming Wednesday. I'll be covering all that in, of course, some separate videos. Alright, so you can definitely argue that Season 5 is a bit more of a multiplayer centric season, which I'm totally cool with, but Warzone still is getting some healthy updates, as you guys can see here, starting off with Vondel's Champions Quest during the launch window. Not quite day one on August 2nd, but probably within a week or so of the season starting, we'll end up seeing Champions Quest enabled on one of my favorite BR maps of all time, which is Vondel. Haven't played too much BR on it as of lately. I've been playing more Resurgence, but BR plays very well on this brand new Warzone map. So as you can see, a nice, beautiful new blueprint featuring, I think, reactive elements and even some tracer fire. So as they wrote, Champions of Warzone heed the call of this new quest. It's like traditional Battle Royale Champions Quest for Al Mazrah, a squad that is on a winning streak, which is 5 games in a row in many Battle Royale matches, will have the opportunity to take on the Champions Quest in Vondel. Although the Vondel's quest will be similar to Al Mazrah's quest in that you will build the MGB, there are a couple of key differences. First, all elements must be held and never dropped, the prerequisite that now also applies to any Champions Quest you undertake, so that probably means that for Al Mazrah, that's also going to be applied. And when they say any Champions Quest you undertake, I do feel like we're going to eventually see a Champions Quest maybe for Ashika, or that's probably referring to Champions Quest we end up seeing in the MW2 Wars map in a couple of months. So that means an element can't be dropped in the water and saved for the end. If an element is dropped, it must be recaptured to continue the quest. They just made that a little bit harder, so that's going to be a crazy new challenge here with our Warzone nuke event here. Second, there are 3 brand new elements or element compounds to capture as part of this quest. We have Gallium. Holding Gallium reveals all nearby team members who held it previously as if you were affected by a snapshot grenade. That's crazy. Then we have Deuterium, I think that's how you say that, or Deuterium. I probably said that so wrong. This fatigues any operator, which includes causing them to cough if they try sprinting. Wow. And then Neptunium, the third and final one. This periodically electrocutes all nearby operators as well as haywiring vehicles with similar effects as the shock stick. So that's going to be pretty dangerous. So with that, the Champions Quest of Vondel will be ready for all challengers starting at season launch. This says launch window, so maybe it is day one then. After all, we'll have to wait and see how that's going to work. But also in Warzone, we have new vehicles dropping in, the MRAP and the Dirt Bike. 2 familiar vehicles are here across Call of Duty Warzone maps. Consult your TAC map in-game for locations and availability. So that's a badass looking truck there. That's going to be crazy. Starting off with the MRAP. The mine resistant, ambush protected, it does what it says in its name. A vehicle roughly the size and shape of the cargo truck, the MRAP DS1 is equipped for heavy combat with additional armor plating and turrets, making it a slower yet effective vehicle for attack or defense. The MRAP will not appear often, in fact. It is mostly available at the start of a mode coming out at mid-season, but whenever an operator sees it being used, it's time to either head inside or come at it head-on with launchers, LMGs, and kill streaks, and plenty of them. So yeah, they're gonna be harder to destroy, but probably coming later in the mid-season when Armored Royale also drops in. We'll talk more about that in a second. We also have the Dirt Bike. So this is obviously over in Cold War for Fire Team. I don't believe it was ever in Warzone though, so this is great. Something that wasn't ever in Warzone 1 at all. A nimble and rapid form of transportation in Warzone, the Dirt Bike is ready for operators to lose enemies through tight alleys, perform hairpin turns on a dime, and get across any map without much cover, but with plenty of style. In other words, yes, you can catch sick air and pop wheelies on this whenever the operation calls for it. Note that only 2 operators can technically fit on the Dirt Bike at a time, so a full squad of 4 should either partner up or get enough rides for everybody. So I'm glad they clarified that. I guess we're going to start seeing some more skins for both these vehicles in the item shop at some point in the future as well, since they just added these into Warzone 2. That's gonna be fantastic. But I think what's absolutely insane here, and not many people have talked about this, is that a new Resurgence map is actually releasing here in Season 5. So like I talked about on the podcast the other day, it almost seems like the goal every season now is to add in at least a new exclusion zone for DMZ or a new Warzone map entirely, whether it's for BR or Resurgence. this is awesome. So we're going to be seeing Fort Resurgence coming later during Season 5 Reloaded. The MRAP's return means one thing: Armored Royale is coming back. Reinforce your squad in this Battle Royale with a big difference. You're dropping onto your own MRAP, and it's up to you to use, fortify, and repair this hulking vehicle with its turrets, protective shielding, and mobile buy station while cutting through rivals operating their own behemoth trucks. So yeah, Armored Royale, that's a mode that we saw in Warzone 1, that's coming back. But on top of that, I think the big reveal here is that we're seeing something called Fort Resurgence being added later in Season 5. It's a slice of Al Mazrah, specifically the Al Bagra Fortress and its greater surroundings, which will be added into a Resurgence map rotation in Season 5. No matter how you spend time in Al Mazrah across Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 2, this map will slot in alongside Ashika and Vondel for Resurgence rotation playlist. I'm sure during the launch week of Fort Resurgence, you will have its own playlist for it, but then shortly after that, you'll see it in the rotation for Resurgence along with Ashika and Vondel. Because if you just throw it in right away with the rotation of Resurgence, I feel like people out there aren't going to see this map too much, and you have to essentially wait, was that 30 minutes then to the map that you want? That's a little frustrating to think about, right? If you hop on one day and you're like, hey, I just really want to play a match of Vondel Resurgence or Ashika Resurgence, if those maps don't have dedicated playlists for different squad sizes, you're going to be waiting, 15 to 30 minutes to get the map that you want. But overall, this is great. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about taking an area that's already in Al Mazrah and making that a Resurgence experience. It's just extra content. I think if they clearly thought that it played well behind the scenes, let's see this released at some point in Season 5, right? If it doesn't get received well, they'll probably take it out of rotation. But again, I think it's cool that they're utilizing multiple areas in the game and making them feel unique across other game modes as well, right? We already have Al Bagra Fortress through multiplayer, Ground War, and of course already Al Mazrah, whether it's DMZ or BR. But to see it in Resurgence is going to be cool. I think Al Mazrah played very well with both Mini Royale and even Resurgence when those were available game modes a couple of weeks ago. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the upcoming unexpected Resurgence map here in Season 5? How are you feeling about our new Champions Quest for Vondel and the other updates should be releasing over the course of our 5th season? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.